Well, it's cracking, guys. I'm out here on the makeshift work table, which is the old Blackstone here. Had a little mishap. Trying to get a skimmer in the tank. Don't have one, but over the years of just collecting reef stuff, I showed you the hang-on back. That was just not gonna work. While I was cleaning out the garage, I found this one. It's a Aqua Gadget Skimmate. These came out years ago when Innovative Marine was making like curved front edge tanks. I actually had one. The side split was a thing, a whole ordeal back in the day. This is technically for a 25 gallon. I have a 60, but you know, if I can get this to work, at least it's something. And I think it's slim enough I could actually fit in the overflow portion in the back, which might, you know, just help a little bit. But in the process of trying to get it started, you got to deal with a pump that didn't turn on, and then I'm dealing with that right now. And then I accidentally put a little bit too much pressure on the airline as I was trying to spin this, snap that right off. So yeah, already not a great start. But what I'm trying to pull off here is I got some drill bits, and I'm slowly sizing up this hole so that I could put the little air nipple deal guy back in. And I'm just doing it little by little. And my goal is, if I can get this to slip in even snug, I can just get some super glue and get that in there, and then it'll just be stuck right back in there, and then I can use the same air hose. But that's what my morning's looking like right now as I'm just trying to get this started. I just wanted to get this pump going in water because, as you can tell, it's just nasty from the last time it was used. And I figure if I can just run it for like 20 or 30 minutes in water, I got like an old toothbrush, I can maybe get in there, do my best to trying to scrub most of that off and just kind of get this thing cleaned up, and then, you know, use it. Should I get a bigger one? Absolutely. Will this work? We'll see. But yeah, I figured I would just shoot a little video on this everyday story of my life. I'm not gonna lie, this is just, I was talking to my buddy and he's like, you should record this, and I'm like, I probably should, because this is the story of my life. And the story of this channel is this reefing. Like, is this really what you should be doing? I saw that there's a CAD Lights PLS 50 or something that people have, and they actually really enjoy those, and it's only like $200. I might just buy that. But at the same price, for $200, you might be able to get like a cheap Nios or something, which might be better. But I want a refugium, so I was just like, small skimmer, smaller compartment, and a refugium. Bada bing, bada boom. Here I'm at. All right, we'll check back in. All right, I've got the Eheim in there going. Hopefully, it kind of, you know, basically that's core line. I might need to find some what's it called? Vinegar. Figure that out. But we've got things sorted over here. So did a quick test. Actually got everything kind of cleaned up. I got the hole widened enough. So basically, you guys can see this is for like the silencer, basically, right? And I got this big enough where I should be able to just kind of put this in here. And actually, it's kind of a two-hand operation, but it fits enough to go in and then give it a good like twist to the right. Oh, like that, boom. You know what I mean? But I can do that and then a little bit more. I'm thinking of super gluing to keep it there, but to be honest with you, it was working. And when I had it in here, it was like the perfect skim. So I might have to find the right water height, but that I can figure out once it's in the sump. But this thing's good to go. But as most of you, maybe you don't know, this is an old Skimmate. The number is 7201. But the 7202 was for 65 gallons. But like I said, I got this when I had the Nuvo 30 for Innovative Marine. So this is technically only for a 25 gallon tank. And I did a test fit. It does not fit in the overflows in the 60.2 Waterbox, which kind of sucks. Which kind of makes me think now that even if I did get that PLS 50, it won't fit, because the back has like a 3.2 millimeter or 3.2 inch baffle where the overflow goes down and then it goes up and then it goes down again. The main proportion back there, actually, hold on, let's just take this inside. All right, I'm inside now. A little update on the tank. Well, I might as well do a little update, and I'll do it from back here. I'm testing out. While I was cleaning the garage, I also found my Kessel A80. So I threw that on and kind of just started, you know, I'm wondering if the tank needs a little bit more light. because I'm trying to feed the anemones more, like silver sides, but I'm also wondering if maybe they legit need more light. So I'm playing around with this. I literally just threw it on today, the day of recording here. I just threw it on today. So until I can figure anything else out, because I am gonna build a 10-gallon tank. And when I get to that, I'll probably end up using this one. I have another light, but I'll probably end up using this A80 and kind of go from there for the most part. But everything seems to be doing really well. This Zorrock isn't really doing too much. They've got a couple little plugs over here. Everything's just chilling, you know. And then Toadstool's doing good. Jolly Rancher's doing good. The Lords, Acans, whatever you want to call them, they're here. And then the Duncan also doing fairly well. I don't have the filter on right there, so I'm trying to do this from kind of far. But basically what I was trying to describe is this filter right here is only like 3.2 inches. So it's actually too small to fit the skimmer. And then everything back there, obviously on this side, on the left side, that's like the emergency drain. The main drain is to the right of that. And then there's not enough room on either side to fit skimmer back there. But if you have like the AIO or the, I think it's like maybe the Frag 105s, there's enough room to put a skimmer back there because I've seen some of that on YouTube. But I'm going to go ahead and get it down here. I already have it cleaned up as best I can get it. I did actually install the Duetto ATO. Let me get this out of the way because it wants to be in focus. But definitely have the ATO, and it's been a lifesaver. Oh, wow, perfect timing. Straight up perfect timing. It's just going, you know? And I used to have to fill this with this guy every day. And now I don't, obviously, because it's an ATO. And for some reason, call me crazy, and I feel like I evap less. I either evap less or I don't notice. I don't know. But like, you know, perfect. It literally has not moved in over a week and a half. So perfect here. Anyways, I bought on Algae Barn a ball of Kato, and some pods, 5280 pods. They were having I don't know, it was like free shipping, so I bought it for the pods, and that's coming soon. I'm going to turn this into a refugium because I really like them. I've always had one, and I want a pod farm because obviously I have the Mandarin, and one of the Mandarin that made it is actually still alive, and for a while, it was looking skinny, but now it's doing okay. I saw it today. Shrimp's doing good. All the livestock is doing really well. You know, RIP the hippo and the Mandarin, but everything else is doing really well. So if I see the Mandarin, I'll go ahead and show you guys, but it's still pecking away. So that's good. I increased the flow of the tank when I did this. So this was at power 30, which is like maybe 300 gallons an hour, and now it's at like 50 or 60%, which I think the calculation's like somewhere around 500 right there. So definitely more flow going through the tank, but as you can tell, the way these things are going, the return nozzles, they're messing up my corners here. But yeah, as you can tell, I got the Mandarin back there. I know it's all blue. Sorry, guys. It's even worse now with the Kessel. But look, he's check. They're he, she. I think it's a she now because I've never seen that top dorsal. So probably because there's no need to be aggressive or anything. But I do see it. I just haven't seen it up. But it's pecking at the sand. You know, it's always eating. But I don't know if you've ever had a Mandarin, they'll just peck till they die. Anyways, yeah, so I'm going to make this into a refugium. I was going to add a divider, but I think, as you can tell, obviously there's like no flow. Like the bubbles, it just looks so stagnant, which is really weird, right? And I bet because I have these here, it's actually slowing down the flow a bit. But it is what it is. It's probably good for a refugium anyways. But I think I'm going to build a little 10-gallon here because my wife actually wants her old tank back. We used to have a hawkfish and a firefish, and they were just like, this is the mean-ass tank. But here we are. Anyways, I'm not going to ramble forever here. I think what I'm going to have to do is take some of this rubble. I might use that for the other tank later. Take some of this. I'm going to move this over to this side of the thing. And then I'll put the skimmer back here in the corner. That way, if there is micro bubbles, hopefully they'll attach to this, and then the matrix, and then I have some ChemiPure right there. And I'm out of plugs, so I'm going to have to run the power this way and maybe plug it in under my desk or something. But, all right, let's check it out. All right, well, it's in, and as you guys can tell, I think it's barely underwater down there, but it's working. But it definitely needs to come down to at least here to really be effective. But it's good, I'm not gonna lie. It's got some good bubble, but it's definitely a little thinner than I'd like. But I mean, it's working. If I want to improve on this, I tried to put it off the bottom, but it was too much in water, and it was just pumping out straight up water at that point because it was too low. It needed a little bit more head pressure. And I can mess with the air down there to really lift up the bubbles, but then it was just getting too, like, what's the term? Too loose of bubbles, we'll call it right now, you know? So the best thing to do, honestly, is I do have some spare egg crate, and really to make this work, I might have to just make an egg crate stand, you know, probably about that tall, and have it just sit on top of the egg crate and really just live. But again, obviously it's too small for the tank, but it's better than nothing right now. But I mean, it's already doing work, you know, so I might just leave it is what it is. But when I had it in the bucket, I had it at least up to like a third of the skimmer underwater, and it was perfect. But this isn't even that bad, you know, so this is legit the top of the cup though anymore, and it wouldn't even be in there in the ring. But yeah, I mean, the next thing I could do is make a little stand for it and then just bring this down a little bit more. Alright, a little bit more adjustment. Didn't build the stand yet. I might do that at another time, but I was able to back out the screw now enough to where it actually really started to make bubbles, froth up, and it actually lowered the water. But if you look down here, those are a lot more condensed bubbles. They're not as watery. So as it starts to break in and get used to the system, I'm hoping it'll start to actually like move stuff up. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it like this for a little bit, and then I'll adjust it over time and just kind of see where we end up for the most part. But yeah, when it, like I said, when it was in the sump, or when it was in the 5-gallon bucket, it was this far in the water. And what I did notice is basically the neck was above this holder, we'll call it, probably about 2 inches, 3 inches. So I would only assume that the sump and the body needs to at least be like a third underwater as the water level to really work well. But this is actually doing pretty well, actually, because as I look, I can kind of see, you know what I mean, like it's starting to froth up right there. That's what you want to see as it's breaking in, you know, and the water level is still below the cup. So I think it's actually working. I just have to remember, because I got a feed right now, I just got to remember to shut the skimmer off before I put the pump on feed mode. Otherwise the water level will come up, it'll start skimming real good, and then it's just gonna go back to this. So yeah, anyways guys, I might call this one. That was really what was going on today, but for the most part I might check in a little bit. If not, that was this update. I'm gonna go ahead and get the tank kind of fed here, and we'll check in later.